Yeah, get that fat beat in there.
No.
You've been working hard. It's a long day. I think it's time for a coffee break.
Yes. I've
got the new hook for our intros. That's it.
The cut.
It's been a long day. It's time for a coffee break.
Pull up a chair.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas to you.
And happy holidays, everyone.
It's the day.
It's the day. It's Christmas
the
Day.
day.
Oh
This
my
is the
God.
Christmas Day?
Oh my God. If you are listening to us on Christmas, you're an absolute loser. Get a life.
No,
What?
come
No,
on.
I'm kidding. If you're listening to this podcast on Christmas Day, can you send me a DM right now?
Yep.
I want to know. Go on the phone, shoot us a DM, tell me what you're doing, where you're listening to it, because I want to know.
Much love if you are doing that.
Yeah.
We a lot of dedication.
Yeah, maybe I
we
need
are
to-
recording this on
Wait.
Christmas Day. We're
about-
here in the studio.
Well, yeah, it's Christmas Day. What about this though? About to be upgrading our podcast studio. We're going to be moving to a different location in the same building, but we're going to be building something there. What about the first person that messages me after listening to this? We're going to print out your photo and frame it to have
Little
on
Hall
the
of
set.
Fame. Little set Hall of Fame. I like it.
Christmas champion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can actually send it in. All right, we started the last episode just talking about Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Great. Let's keep that ball rolling. Christmas songs.
Ooh, I'm terrible with song names. I'm sorry.
What? How are you talking about? I mean, okay, I'm going to put it out there. It's the nostalgia. Frost her off. Get her ready, because I'm going to slap some Mariah Carey on that box. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing
I'm on
need
board.
in
I'm on board.
life. Oh my
I'm
God.
surrounded by two musical geniuses here.
Oh my God.
Mine's Donny Hathaway this Christmas.
Yeah.
And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas.
Do I even know that?
Donny Hathaway,
What?
he's the
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, you would have.
Okay.
Chris Brown did a version of it. There's like heaps of people do different versions of it. The
I'll give
Donny
a shout
Hathaway
out to him.
version is
What other bangers are there? What are the ones? Is there any like new ones that are actually like slappers? I'll get a bit of Bublé on there. Yeah.
Here, you know.
Yeah.
We've been cranking. See, I know the songs. I just don't know any song names.
There's also the
That's
song
my-
that's I Saw Mum Kissing Santa Claus, which is just like weird. Like I was playing on the playlist the other day, and then like also like a little
baby.
oh,
all of that's a bit
Santa baby. Yeah, I don't want sexy Christmas.
All right, I don't
Sexy
think we want
Christmas
to,
is not what I'm into.
Let's move on. Let's move on. But lots of beautiful music
I want
to
sexy
play.
Christmas with you though, Ben.
Oh well,
because you
that's
are
a given.
you are a
That's
sexy
that's
Santa Claus.
That's a given. Okay.
Yeah. As in,
you.
like, I could picture you in a little, like, button down red suit and little hat. You got your beard. And
one behind you.
are you the
Oh, there we
origin
go.
story of Santa Claus?
Before the cookies.
Yeah, before the cookies. Yeah. Yeah, it all makes sense. All right. For this episode, what did we want to do? I think we wanted to do a little look back,
We're
right?
just like having a little fun reflection. This
Yeah.
is coffee break at the end of the year here. So just kind of, it's been a big 2025. There's been
Huge.
some pretty exciting things happening in the world of coffee. What are some of the top moments that have happened this year for you?
I mean, you've got to look at Australia on the world stage and just be proud of
Yeah.
all of the people that are representing us so well. You've got Jack Simpson winning the World Barista Championship with one of the most emotional, heartfelt
Yeah.
routines that you've kind of seen, and also doing a great job of directing the conversation where it should be on producers.
Yep.
As well as we just saw Nemo win the Aeropress World Championship.
Yes.
And then we've got friend of the show, Simon, going through to the Worlds, winning the Australian Brewers. So lots of good things kind of happening with Australia, making sure we're keeping our mark on that coffee industry. I know there's kind of been like some arguments that maybe we're sliding off the list with some amazing, but I just think there's some amazing countries that are just lifting the game, and we're starting to see people take on what specialty means to them in their own ways. As Simon talked about France, we've seen Korea, we've seen Japan, we've seen Denmark, there's all these amazing countries that are kind of like elevating coffee in their own ways.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, anytime you watch the World Barista Championships and see the top competitors up there. It's a pretty amazing thing. It is a niche in the industry. You know, it's not representative of our whole industry.
The worlds?
The world competitions, but you know, they are some pretty powerful kind of moments where people are getting up and saying a particular message on stage. But yeah, that was pretty amazing. We were both there at the WBC in Milan.
Also huge, amazing that we got to do that. It's amazing how jobs take us all over the world to like meet with some of the best people in coffee and
global
do that.
coffee community.
I will just say quickly with the worlds though, I know it is a niche, but again, I've used this analogy before. It's the Devil Wears Prada moment of, you know, Anne Hathaway and her wearing the, you know, ugly sweater and she's like, that trickled down from the top. The World Barista Championship is that. It's ideas and meaning and standards that are set at the highest level and they trickle down throughout the industry and they affect people who wouldn't even know that it came from there. But the decisions that are being made, the choices that are being made are affecting the industry as a whole in really big ways. So that's why it's so important.
For sure. And I think we talked about this a little bit previously as well, but it's amazing seeing Jack and other champions placed really highly. But, you know, every year there were 53 countries and 53 competitors coming across the world to kind of compete there. The impact that it has for the judges involved, for all of those countries and the competitors to be up on stage, representing, talking about something they're really passionate about. I think that's always an incredible space to have in our industry. So yeah, really pretty impactful. And we were there, as I mentioned, during Host Milan, which is the incredibly massive coffee and hospitality trade show. It happens every 2 years. That was my first time actually attending Host. Was it your first time as well?
First time.
Yeah. It's just incredibly, you know, the scale of it was just massive.
Yep.
And I think the really impactful thing for me, so it's not really a coffee moment for the whole of the industry, but for me personally was just that reminder going back in of how small specialty is in the world there.
Oh my God. When you go into this, like it's like 15 trade holes in a row of like coffee stuff and 95% of it is giant automated machines that go in convenience stores and that kind of stuff. And it does let you know that it's like, I mean, in Australia still, it's like 75% of coffee consumption is instant coffee, right? Like it's something that doesn't get talked about because it's like kind of the dirty word or it's just a necessity. But you have to remember it's a good sign that, you know, we are a very small niche part of that whole thing.
Yeah. Yep. So that was cool.
While I was in Milan, I got to go to Kent Bacher's house.
Yes, the old CEO of La Marzocco.
Yeah. So he's kind of known as being responsible for bringing the La Marzocco into America when there was that Starbucks deal early on. And what an icon. He's probably got like the largest personal collection of espresso machines in the world. And I mean everything from like an old Italian 1980s, you know, gas station coffee machine all the way through to the first like Victoria Arduino, you know, little manual espresso maker kind of thing. He's got everything and he's so humble and so lovely. He took us to his villa out in the countryside in Florence. He made us pistachio gelato, like handmade in like the little ice cream maker thing. He took us through his entire house and collection and talked us through everything. So that was a pretty like nice, humbling experience to meet such an icon of the industry.
Yeah.
And to be, you know, I find that when people are that successful and iconic, a lot of the times it's like, that's when all ego and everything goes out the window. He's like, I've got nothing to prove.
Yeah.
He's just a nice guy that's like lovely and welcoming.
Yeah. That would have been such a cool experience to see all those different espresso machines there.
And we did the video on IJC of the toaster and espresso machine in one that he's...
what a perfect combo.
Yeah. Favorita, I think he said.
And I think we were talking about World Barista Championships. I feel like you might have had a pretty significant moment this year welcoming a future World Barista Champion to the world.
Absolutely. My son, the future World Barista Championship, was born. What a special moment. The little coffee bean of my eye. What an incredible moment.
Congratulations, mate. An incredible milestone.
Yeah. So yeah, first Christmas coming up. That was great. You've obviously got your beautiful little daughter as well. So we're raising two future baristas. Or are you keeping them out of the coffee industry? What's the
I'll let her choose her own path.
No, you got to drill it into them from a young age. And like
she's
really
definitely been tasting some of the coffees so far.
And everyone has their own personal experience. I think being a parent was such an amazing thing for me because I feel like there was this overcorrection of everyone being like, let's be honest about what it's like being a parent. And it's hard work and it's tiring and there are late nights and there's all the hard things. But everyone drilled it into you almost to a point of like, it's the worst thing that's ever going to happen to you. And let me tell you, like, if you're wanting a child and you're in that mind, for me, it's the best thing that's ever happened.
Best.
And it's like any moment that's like hard or that is completely overlooked by having this like small human that loves you and look up to you, no questions asked. I love it so much. So what a moment.
Dad life.
Dad life.
Very exciting on the personal front there. That was great. Personal milestone for me was joining this podcast this year.
Yeah, and I had listed here bringing you on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's been such a fun ride and such a exciting new space to work in. You know, I've done public speaking and a lot of education before, but this is a whole new experience.
Well, it kind of jacks it up right to that, like, you know, public speaking in front of 20, 100, 300 people to then like thousands to hundreds of thousands of people seeing you and hearing you and judging you. And now you're being judged.
I'm the judge though. I can't get judged.
Yeah. How does it feel taking that like kind of step and having that like bigger saturation of Ben Bicknell out on the world?
Yeah, look, it's really enjoyable. I'm liking it. I mean, it's not so much about me being out there on the world stage as myself, but more about the opportunity to have these broader reaching conversations. And it's super exciting to think that those cool relationships and the people that we know in the industry, we can get them on the pod and then everyone can be part of that conversation.
Yep.
So, but it's been super enjoyable to be part of the It's Just Coffee team, and thanks for welcoming me on board.
Of course, we love having you in.
What else has stood out this year?
I mean, there's been some changes with the, Q grading program and that.
Yes.
Actually, I'll skip ahead. And we had like, interesting controversial moments of the year. And the SEA taking over from CQI.
So the Q grader program.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing that's had like mixed stuff. I think we had, was it Juan on the other week who was like, this new
it's great.
CVA is fantastic for what we're trying to do and having that. And there's other people that are questioning the changes and what it does. But yeah, how was the transition for you? Because you've done your last...
my last CQI Q grader course this year.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a momentous thing because that's been a journey that's been, it would have been 2006 I did my Q grader certification. So it's been a long time.
2006?
Yeah.
That's when I graduated high school.
Oh, there you go. We were both getting awards, both getting certifications.
Yeah, certified.
Wow, you're so fresh and young.
Don't look it.
So it was a bit of an emotional thing, finishing that up. It was a kind of a bit of an end of an era.
Yeah.
There's a new path there for people with the Q grader course, which is going to be good. Hopefully people will find some good value out of it. But yeah, some big changes there for sure with the SEA.
How are you feeling? Because we did a full episode that, the listeners and the community really got into and listened to. Has anything changed from you? Has there been any evolution of understanding since we did that episode that you can kind of fill us in on? Or is it kind of still wait and see?
Yeah, well, so the new Q grader course has been launched by the Specialty Coffee Association.
That was in October, right?
Yeah, so that started kind of around October. So this courses are just beginning out there in the world. And it is pretty... It's got a lot of similar function and framework as the old one. So still a 6-day course, still about sensory assessment. And I'm just watching this guy Ron here trying to drink a coffee with these Santa Claus oven mitts. And then he's really struggling with his headphone mic. You okay there, buddy?
I'm back.
You're good?
I'm back.
Yeah, look, it's changed up, but the new course is coming out. I think... I've been teaching a lot of the CVA workshops, CVA for Cuppers workshops, and having a lot of conversations with coffee professionals about the application of the tool. And I think, there's some really beneficial opportunity here for us to kind of challenge our way of thinking and to go, where is the value? And as you mentioned, it was great having Juan Campos from Lojas Beans on before, because I think often, the coffee buying world can be in its own little bubble and say, I'm outraged by this, without kind of thinking, well, is it actually beneficial for other folks in the supply chain?
Yeah.
So, yeah, look, I'm looking forward to teaching some of the new Q courses in the year. My whole thing is like, is there value there? Is there people who are wanting the education? And then see if we can make that a valuable experience. Yeah.
I liked seeing, again, sorry to be specific to Australia, all our listeners out there, but it felt like a new wave of representation from Australia is going to be coming through. I feel like every winner of the Australian competition this year is going to be new to the world stage.
Yes.
So, we've seen the Anthony Douglas, the Jack Simpson, this kind of era, which has been amazing, kind of put Australia or established us, kept us, at the top of that coffee conversation in the world. I love that there's now like a new wave of people that are getting a chance to get up on that stage, bring some new ideas to that stage, and hopefully keep evolving coffee. So that was cool for me to see just, a week or two ago.
Yep. We've just had our national championships all take place over the past couple of weeks. So it's going to be cool to see them step up onto the stage in 2026. Look, I think one of the biggest things obviously this year has been the shift in green coffee prices.
Yeah.
It's been
You're telling me.
Massive, right? So a major part of the past year, 2024, the beginning of 2024, I think the C market price was like $1.70 US a pound, and it's sitting at around, the high $3, $3.80. It got up to $4.40 at one point this year. So some major shifts. That was obviously big for everyone in the coffee world. Everyone's kind of talking about it. A lot of challenges for coffee businesses having to adapt to that. But I don't think it's all a bad thing. So, I think that the new normal of that pricing is potentially healthier for a lot of people. And if the businesses on the consumer side can face that and adapt to that for greater pricing, then I think that that's going to be good for everyone.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of evolutions. It'll be interesting to see where the next couple of years leads us with that, and how coffee is kind of represented moving forward.
Yep.
Now, another thing that we did, I'll preface it with a little story. Back maybe a year, maybe last September or last July, went to the UK. James Hoffman was lovely enough to meet up with us.
Yes.
He was so
icon
sweet.
Of the industry.
Yep. He met us for coffee, and he was so humble and welcoming, and gave us so much of his time. And then he's like, "Oh, a meeting got cancelled. Should we go out and keep going?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's keep doing it." We got to go to his roastery, chat with everyone there. But when I spoke to him, I said, "Now, James, I'm not here to be asking something of you." I said, "I'm just meeting with you because I want us to meet. I wanted to chat, but I will say we've got a podcast that you'd be great on." I said, "But I'm not asking you now. We've only in our infancy. We've only done 10 episodes, 20 episodes, whatever it is." And I said to him, "But we'd love to get you on for our 100th episode, because that way, it's showing that we're committed. It's not a flash in the pan. You're not being on something that hasn't had time and effort put into." And he was like, and he lovely said, he's like, "You don't need to wait for episode 100. I'll just do it now if you want." And I was like, no. Episode 100 is a great kind of marking point. And James, and you've got him on WhatsApp. So we have our 100th episode coming up next year at the start of the year.
Yeah.
You send him you slid into his DMs. You're like, "Hey, Huff Daddy, how you doing?"
I don't know if I phrased it quite like that, but sure.
I saw the text. There was some wording and pictures that I don't think we should share with our
Whatever
listeners
it
today.
takes to get across the line.
Whatever it takes to get Daddy Hoffman on the pod. And what did he reply?
Oh, look, he was great. He's super graciously agreed to join us on It's Just Coffee next year for a special episode.
Yep.
So we're busy planning that. And
we need to do some listener questions for that. That would be a good one. We'll do maybe a little Instagram poll of if there's anything you've wanted to ask Daddy Hoffman, what is it? And we can go in there, because we've got to work out what the structure of this episode's going to be. And he's done so much. It's this hard thing of like whether you go super specific with something or whether you just go like really broad and kind of challenge him on all of his ideas and that he's introduced to the world. Like he's obviously famous.
Find all of the awkward statements.
Yeah, but not even that, just like where he stands on it now. Like he's kind of, had like the mocha pot robot that measured temperature and extraction and doing all this kind of stuff. It's like push him on that, push him on his V60 recipe, like all these things and kind of where the industry's at. Even he works with so much gear. It's like, what are the 3 things moving forward that are going to change the game? What's going to hold us back? Like just all those kind of things. He has so much insight and it's obviously something that'd be so natural to him. And people just hang off his every word. So
it's going to be very exciting to have him on. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. The other thing I had, it doesn't really need to touch on it. Controversial or great, the boom of signature drinks. Still hard to know. Is it good for the industry? Is it bad? Maybe it's good if it was highlighting origin more, but it's not really. So maybe it's bad, but it's bringing more people in the door and making more money for cafes. So it's a hard balance of where to be with that. But we'll see where it goes as the year moves out. I like what Morgan said. You shouldn't have a signature drink that isn't tailored to a specific origin of coffee or a specific coffee.
I like that. Yeah.
Final thing is, can you just give me, what were your top episodes? For people listening who are maybe new, what are like the 3 episodes they should go back and listen to?
Oh, look, good question. There's so many good ones. Look, I loved our conversation with Klaus Thompson from Coffee Collective in Denmark. Just such a great insight to it. So humble, but also has so much experience. So that was a real favorite for me. I think also... you know what? I loved having Hannah from World Coffee Research on.
Yeah,
that was like a whole different kind of angle to the coffee world, but the research they're doing, and Hannah's such a great communicator. So that was really fun. What about for you?
Top ones that we had, Sasha, from Honor Coffee, World Barista Champion. We dived deep into his kind of life story, and it was kind of like interesting seeing how he became that person he is, because you kind of know him just in the industry. Like, this dude is intense and is like really dedicated, and you kind of saw that whole backstory and unpacked it. You can also watch his documentary, The Coffee Man, I think it's called, which is a really good one to look at. I'll put 2 in one. Morgan and Andy Cooks, both like big names within the social kind of world. Interesting to see how they tackle social, how they do it. Also, Morgan is just like a World Barista Championship competitor as well. So she's like, her knowledge and like signature drinks
super
unmatched.
Savvy.
Really worth listening to. Chris Mayberry, I loved his take on automation and talking about that and how it all went down. And finally, Coffee Sensory 101 with you. I want to do more of that stuff. It was so good just doing those little learning things, and I think the audience absolutely loved it. They're my top episodes. Go back and have a listen if you haven't listened to those ones yet.
Get into the archives, everyone.
Yep, and share it with a friend. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening on Christmas Day. I wonder, also, if you're listening to this in like 2028, also let me know. Send me a DM. We made it. We've lasted that long that people are still listening to. Send us an email at hello@itsjustcoffeepod.com. Find us on the socials all there. All of our great Christmas recipes are going to be up on the socials.
Ooh, yum.
We'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions for James Hoffman, shoot them in, because we've got the pod coming up in a couple weeks and we'd love to know what they are. And finally, if we're looking for people here, like a journalist or media person with It's Just Coffee. So if that's you, Melbourne's obviously the best, but we'd love to hear from anyone in the world. Shoot us an email to that email again. It's hello@itsjustcoffeepod.com. And I hope you have an amazing new year, and we'll see you then for our 2026 predictions.
Woo! Happy holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas! Ben is a ho, 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 ho.
Hey now. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a quick word from one of our sponsors, Apex Lab. Elevate your coffee experience with Apex Lab Mineral Concentrates. Apex Lab's precision-engineered formulas, including tonic, jam, and lilac, are designed to enhance the coffee's natural flavors. Not going to change it, it's just going to enhance it. It's going to bring out the vibrant acidity, the rich sweetness, or if you use lilac, it might bring out those delicate floral notes that you've been looking for. Trusted by world-class cafes and even barista champions, Apex Lab helps you unlock your coffee's full potential. Discover more at apexlab.com. Wait, where was that again, Sonam?
The internet.
Oh, okay. Thought I was going to say the website. Thanks.
We put so much effort into our espresso, dosing, distributing, tamping, weighing, but then in so many cases, a cafe will just take whatever milk they happen to have available and throw it in and call it a day.
I know, and milk actually makes up 70% of all coffees ordered. So you could argue that great milk is just as important as great coffee.
Definitely could argue that.
Oh, I couldn't, I did.
Our great sponsors of the podcast, Riverina Fresh, have a milk that is made for coffee specifically, and it's used by some of the best cafes around the country and, in fact, World Barista Champion.
Yeah, this gold range that they actually have here was designed alongside a World Barista Champion to be richer and more indulgent to pair perfectly with coffee.
If you want to check it out, they are doing a sweet deal for Australian-based cafes, and you can get a free trial.
That's exactly right. You can get a free trial straight to your door. Just head to riverinafresh.com.au and see if your cafe is eligible. And why wouldn't you? Serve up the same milk as World Barista Champions.
Today's episode is brought to you by our amazing sponsors at Eco Barista. The reason I sound like this is because they got massages at our stand at Mice, and so I'm getting a massage while recording this message for you. They're the best sponsor of the pod that we could have had. They have the best eco products. This probably sounds really pornographic, but it's not. I'm just getting a massage. They have the best eco-friendly coffee products. They got coffee bags that you can design yourself. They got cups. They got iced coffee cups. They got everything you need. So make sure to support them because they support us. Head to ecobarista.com.au and get 15% off your first purchase when you sign up. Oh, mama, that's good.